Hi guys, it's April and I have another book review for you. So I am going to preface this review by telling you that I am going to do this review the same way I do all of my other reviews, with all of the non-spoilery stuff up front, followed by a spoiled-filled dump of all my thoughts afterwards. But I will also mention that since this book is a sequel to another book, there will be spoilers for that book, because that's just how sequels work. So, West by Edith Pattou. This is the sequel to East by same author, which I grew up absolutely loving and adoring. I have a full review over that book as well. I will link it up above and down below. So when I found out about this book, I was thrilled because yes, please. It's been about 13 or so odd-ish years since the first book that I've read the first book. Maybe it's more than 13, I don't know, 15, 16, somewhere up in there. But I was super excited about this book, and maybe I just put a little bit too much excitement on this book. This is the continuation of Rose's and Charles' journey after East. So it's been 3 years since Rose has saved Charles from the Troll Queen. At this point, they have a young son. Things are going pretty well, when all of a sudden Charles' ship is sunk and he is thought dead. Rose, however, thinks there may be more to it, and so the whole journey begins. This story is told the same way East is told. You get flashes between different characters. This time around you get Nettie, you get Mother, you also get Estelle, and then Rose, of course, as always, and a few more which I won't tell you because that will totally spoil everything that is going on. And in this book, like in the previous books, there is a lot of mythologies that are thrown in here that I absolutely adore. I made mention in my review of East that I felt like the trolls were very reminiscent of the Fae creatures, and that kind of comes into play here. You get to see a little bit of that play out. So for that, I truly loved it. I think because I am so much older and I don't necessarily have the nostalgia with this read, this book felt really, really simple. While Rose is a new mother, I don't feel that connection with motherhood that she should probably have at this point. And then there's so many characters that a lot of them start to feel very much the same. There is a very epic story that goes on throughout this whole journey, but because of the pacing and everything else that has to play out to get that story told, I felt no connection to anybody. This time around, she uses a lot more of the magic elements to make the plot move and not a lot of that character connections that I really, really liked from the first book. I liked seeing more of these characters, but some of them felt a little different than they did originally for me. And some of that has to do with what happens in the story, and so they almost feel like someone completely different. I don't know. I struggled with truly enjoying this book. There are a lot of things I really, truly like. All of the mythos, all of the storytelling, all of those little tiny little elements. But overall, I didn't connect with any of the characters, and I was really, really struggling to feel Rose's struggle with a lot of stuff that goes on in the story and how she was trying to save the one she loves. I wasn't quite feeling it quite the same way that I did in East. I wouldn't say don't read this book, but at the same time, I like East and where East leaves off. I don't know if that's really an endorsement for this book. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I am a little bit meh about the whole experience. So this is the point where if you haven't read any of the books in this duology, leave now and come back and talk to me after you have, because there are some things. There are lots of things. I don't know. The first thing I have to mention is how much I vastly did not like how we added in Ned's romantic story arc. It was the oddest thing ever. So very odd. I don't know what was going on. I know we had to add some of that in there for the magical elements that helped tie in all of the things that happened with Rose and saving Wynn, but it was off. There was something extremely off about the whole thing, and I didn't believe a single minute of it. But I do like how it tied in my face. I told you, there was my phase in there, and that's this whole story arc that brought that. It just still felt really weird. Is it just me? And then we got the perspective from Mother. And Mother is the character I like least from East. I don't know why we had to add her in West. I'm okay with leaving her as a side character that drives me nuts, but getting her personal experiences and thoughts going on inside my storyline, I did not appreciate at all. I don't know if it really added anything to the story as well, besides just making me extremely anxious. That's all that Mother ever really does. And then, this will probably be my last point that I drag out in this review. I have a couple more, but I don't want to like keep kicking this poor book. But I didn't feel like Rose was really a mother for a lot of this book. Her motherhood didn't feel quite real to me. The loss of Win and trying to find Win, yeah, I knew there was a struggle there, but it didn't feel quite like a mother trying to save her child. There were points where, yeah, especially when she had to cut off her finger, where I'm like, yeah, only a mother would do something like that. But there was an emotional journey there that was missing for me. And maybe it's because I'm older now and there are some things that I kind of expect when you're dealing with an older character. But because this is so focused on a younger audience, some of that was probably pulled out. I don't know. I struggled with the characters in this book and trying to figure out why we felt it necessary to add this whole bringing the Troll Queen back. I hated it. Hated it so much. I probably would have enjoyed it if there was a different journey, but I don't feel like bringing the queen back was valid. Maybe that was just me. Let me know your thoughts below if you have read this book, because I need someone to talk to. Let's be honest. It's a thing that needs to happen. Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna end this here. I heart your beautiful faces. Bye.